The amount of money is never your problem. And that might sound strange, because most people believe if I just earn more, everything will be solved. But if that were true, then high earners wouldn't feel stuck, people with good salaries wouldn't feel fragile, and working harder would actually lead to freedom. But it doesn't. So the real question is, what are we missing? In this video, I'm going to show you the one thing most people never fix about their finances and why everything feels stuck until you do. Because once you see this, you'll stop trying to solve money the wrong way. First, we'll break down why focusing on money alone doesn't work. Then, I'll show you the real problem behind most financial situations. And finally, we'll talk about what a strong financial structure actually looks like and how to start building it. Chapter 1. Why more money doesn't fix it. Most people think their problem is income. They believe if I earn more, I'll be fine. And in the short term, that feels true. You get a raise, life improves, things feel easier. But over time, something doesn't change. Your life still depends on income. Your stress is still tied to your job. Your freedom still feels limited. Because earning more inside the same system doesn't change the system. It just upgrades the system. Chapter 2. The real problem. So if money isn't the real problem, what is? The real problem is structure. Not how much you earn, but how your income actually works. Because most people are not stuck because they earn too little. They're stuck because their income is dependent, fragile, and controlled. And that's what we're going to break down. Chapter 3. Layer 1. The source. The first layer is source. Where does your income come from? For most people, the answer is simple. One job, one paycheck, one source. And that creates a hidden risk. Because when your entire life depends on one source, you've built a single point of failure. If that one source disappears, everything is affected. Your income, your stability, your future. That's not security. That's concentration. Chapter 4. Layer 2. The dependency. The second layer is dependency. Does your income require your time? If the answer is yes, then you're trading your life for money. You work and you get paid. You stop and your income stops. That's called participation income, and there's nothing wrong with it. But if it's your only structure, your financial life will always depend on your effort, which means your freedom has a ceiling. Chapter 5. Layer 3. The control. The third layer is control. Who decides your income? Your employer, your company, the market. They determine your salary, your growth, and your opportunities, which means you don't fully control your financial system. And when you combine all three layers, one source, full dependency, low control, you get a structure that looks stable but is actually fragile. Chapter 6. Why people stay stuck. So this is why so many people feel stuck. Not because they're lazy, not because they lack discipline, but because they're trying to fix money without fixing structure. They save more, they budget better, they work harder, but the system stays the same, so the result stays the same. Chapter 7. What a strong structure looks like. A strong financial structure looks very different. Instead of one source, you build multiple. Instead of full dependency, you reduce how much your income relies on your time. Instead of low control, you increase ownership. And this is where the real shift begins. Because real financial freedom follows a different path. Income to assets, assets to cash flow to freedom. But here's the important part. This isn't just a nice concept. It directly fixes the three structural problems we talked about. First, source. When you move from income to assets, you're no longer relying on just one source. Your job is one source, but your assets become additional sources. Now your income doesn't come from one place. It starts coming from multiple streams, and that removes the single point of failure. Second, dependency. When assets generate cash flow, your income becomes less dependent on your time. You don't need to work for every dollar. The system starts producing value on its own. And this is the shift from participation income to leverage income. Less effort tied to income. More independence from your time. Third, control. When you own assets, you increase control over your financial system. You're not just earning from decisions made by others. You are now part of the decision making. You control what you build, what you invest in, what you grow, and that changes everything. So when you look at it this way, this path is not random. It is a direct solution to the problem. Chapter 8: What you should do. So what do you actually do? You don't need to change everything overnight, but you do need to change your focus. Stop asking, how do I earn more? Start asking, how do I change my structure? Start small. Learn new skills, explore new income paths, build something outside your job, test ideas. Because without action, nothing changes. But there's something else most people don't understand. Even if you start building, if you rely only on your own money, your progress will be slow, very slow, because your capital is limited, your time is limited, and your growth becomes constrained by both. This is where leverage comes in. Leverage is what allows you to move faster than your current resources. Instead of only using what you have, you learn to use other people's time, other people's systems, and other people's capital. This doesn't mean reckless risk. It means understanding that growth is not linear. It's compounded and leveraged. And this is the difference. If you save $100 a month, your progress is linear. But if you build something that scales or invest in something that grows, your progress compounds. And with leverage, you get even better results. That's how people move from slow survival to accelerated growth. But here's the part most people skip. You cannot shortcut understanding. You still need to do your own homework. You still need to learn. You still need to test things yourself. Because leverage without understanding becomes risk. And copying without thinking leads to mistakes you don't understand. So do the real work, then apply leverage, then let compounding work. That's how you play the game. Final truth: the money mirror. Most people spend years chasing more money without realizing money was never the real problem. The problem was always structure. Because money can increase, but if your structure stays the same, your freedom doesn't. And the mirror never lies. The question is, are you still trying to earn more, or are you finally building something that doesn't depend on you?